Have you ever stopped to wonder how your phone, your laptop, or, I don't know, even your smart fridge actually makes a decision? It seems impossibly complex, right? Well, it turns out it all boils down to just a few incredibly simple rules. So let's dive in and pull back the curtain on the secret language of digital decision-making.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? As humans, we use feelings, experience, a gut instinct. A computer has, well, none of that. So how in the world does it decide to grant you access to your email or let you buy something online?
Here's the secret. Every single complex decision a computer makes is actually built out of the answers to a whole series of very, very simple questions. And these are questions that can only have one of two answers: true or false. That's it. To get to those true or false answers, computers live in a world where they are constantly comparing things. And you know what? It's not that different from us. We compare prices, we compare temperatures, we compare times all day long. Machines do the exact same thing, but they need a super strict set of rules to do it.
And that's really the key difference. Where we have intuition, a machine has a rule book. It can't feel if two things are the same. It has to be told exactly how to check. And the tools it uses, these rules, are called comparison operators. They are the absolute fundamental building blocks of all computer logic.
So let's start with the most basic rule of all, the rule of sameness. How does the computer ask the question, are these two things totally 100% identical?
It uses something called the equal to operator, which you'll notice looks like two equal signs right next to each other. Now, this is really important. It's not the single equal sign you remember from math class. This operator has only one job, to ask one simple question. Are these two values an exact match? And right here you can see that simplicity in action. Is 5 equal to 5? The computer says true. Is the word apple equal to the word apple? Yep, true again. But what about 5 being equal to 6? Nope, that's a false. It's a completely binary world. There are no maybes, no sort ofs, just true or false.
Okay. So we know how a computer checks if things are the same. But what about the opposite? The next logical step is, of course, checking if they're different.
For this, we have the not equal to operator. It's that exclamation mark followed by an equal sign. It asks the complete inverse of the last question. Are these two values not the same? You could say it's kind of the rebel of the group, always looking for differences instead of similarities.
Let's walk through the logic. Is 7 not equal to 8? Well, yeah, they're different, so that's true. Is cat not equal to dog? Absolutely, that's also true. But is 7 not equal to 7? No, they're the same. So the answer to the question, are they different, has to be false.
All right, so we've covered sameness and difference. But a lot of the time, a computer needs to know more than that. It needs to understand magnitude. Is one number bigger than another one?
For that, we use the greater than operator, which you'll definitely recognize from math class. Its question is super specific. Is the value on the left of me bigger than the value on the right of me?
So, looking at these examples, the logic is pretty clear. 10 is greater than 5? True. 100 is greater than 99? Of course, true. But now pay close attention to this last one. Is 10 greater than 10? The answer is false. And that's because this operator is checking for strictly greater than. The whole idea of greater than or equal to is a totally different rule for another day.
So, this all seems really intuitive to us, right? But a machine has to follow a very literal step-by-step process to figure this out. It doesn't just know that 10 is bigger than 5. It has to prove it to itself. So, how does it actually do that?
It's this beautiful, simple 4-step dance. First, it looks at the value on the left, 10. Okay, got it. Then it looks at the value on the right, 5. Got that too. Step 3, it applies the operator's question. Is 10 larger than 5? And finally, based on its internal wiring, it spits out the only possible answer. True. There's no magic here, just pure, simple procedure.
Okay, so we've got these tiny, simple rules that only ever spit out a true or a false. It might seem almost too basic, but when you start combining millions, even billions of these tiny decisions every single second, you get our entire digital world.
Just think about logging into any website. The moment you hit enter, the computer behind the scenes performs one single check. It asks, is the password you just typed equal to the correct password I've stored? If the answer comes back true, you're in. If it's false, you get that access denied message we all know so well.
What about online shopping?
Ever wonder why the Proceed to Checkout button only lights up after you've added something to your cart? It's because the website is constantly asking a question in the background. Is the number of items in the cart greater than 0? The instant that answer flips to true, boom, the button appears.
Even those age verification gates on websites rely on these rules. A site needs to know if the age you entered is, say, less than the required age. If that comparison returns true, you're blocked. These simple operators are the digital gatekeepers that we run into every single day.
And really, that's the big takeaway here. From the most jaw-droppingly complex video game to the simplest calculator app on your phone, every single action is just the end result of these fundamental comparisons. It all starts with a simple question and an even simpler answer, true or false. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it, that all of this incredible complexity can grow from such profound, undeniable simplicity.